The IKEA Business Network is now open for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Join for free today to get access to interior design services to help you make the most of your workspace, employee well-being benefits to help you and your people grow, and amazing discounts on travel, insurance, and IKEA purchases, deliveries, and more. Take your small business to the next level when you sign up for the IKEA Business Network for free today by searching IKEA Business Network.
This is Optimal Work Daily, episode 1400. I spent 60 minutes with a billionaire yesterday. Here's what I learned, by Benjamin Hardy of benjaminhardy.com. And I'm your host and narrator, Dan, and this is the place where I read to you every single day from terrific articles that we find on productivity, work-life balance, and all sorts of work-related topics. So let's get right to our post now as we hear from Benjamin and optimize your life. I spent 60 minutes with a billionaire yesterday. Here's what I learned, by Benjamin Hardy of benjaminhardy.com. Yesterday, I sat down with Graham Weston, the co-founder of Rackspace, a company which recently went public in 2008, and in 2016 was purchased and taken private by Apollo Global Management, LLC. I was introduced to Weston by superconnector Joe Polish, who's the founder of Genius Network. Selling Rackspace made Weston a billionaire. Since stepping away from Rackspace a few years ago, Weston has focused his energy and attention on the city of San Antonio, where he lives. He's created a startup incubator called Geekdom, where people pay $50 a month to have access to the co-working space and community. Weston has personally invested hundreds of millions of dollars into San Antonio to re-energize the city and make it more of an innovation and technology-driven city. San Antonio is Weston's startup now. While other people are trying to start a company, Weston is trying to scale the entire city of San Antonio. This is a different level of thinking. So, how did he do this? Belonging. First, he understands that human beings have an innate need to belong. Maslow put belonging as essential on his hierarchy of needs. But people don't simply want to belong anywhere. Yes, they need to belong, they need to feel needed and valued, but ultimately people want to belong to a winning team. If you feel that the team you're on isn't moving forward, then that has a negative impact on your entire identity and perspective. From Weston's perspective, the purpose of work and the best way to energize a group of people is help them feel like a valued member of a winning team on an inspiring mission. Weston is for sure a capitalist, but he's not motivated by money. He's motivated by purpose, hence the inspiring mission. Weston says, quote, "You can get people really excited to work when they feel they're a part of something important and inspiring." End quote. The Power of Two. Weston loves a particular book, Powers of Two. The book is about the innovative pair of working in twos. Consider the examples of John Lennon and Paul McCartney, or Marie and Pierre Curie, or Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Working in twos is more powerful than working solo, no matter how introverted or creative you are. The best creative work is collaborative. Even people you think work solo have scores of advisors and people who help them make their work happen. Weston applies this principle to every area of his life. He has advisors or collaborators in everything he does. Billionaires think in terms of who rather than how. Rather than trying to do everything themselves, billionaires find experts and specialists who are brilliant at what they do and get immediate help. This is a very different mindset than we're taught in public school and in society in general. People are generally taught to figure things out rather than collaborate and innovate. An upgraded mindset. The human brain is highly adaptive and always changing. When you change your behavior, you change your personality. Over time, your brain develops new neural connections and networks, and you have a new brain. You also have new memories of the past, since your past is always reconstructed based on your present circumstances and brain and perspective. When you begin surrounding yourself with billionaires and people who think much bigger than the typical person, you start to have many of your core assumptions of life and possibility peeled away like layers of an onion. Your subconscious doesn't really know how to handle what it's grappling with because what you're learning is forcing you to unlearn everything you've been conditioned to think and do. People who grow in success often become highly skilled thinkers and strategists, as well as visionaries and leaders who can inspire and motivate others to build. This doesn't mean they don't have brilliant technical ability. In fact, they likely have a higher degree of technical ability than their counterparts, the experts and specialists they begin hiring and partnering with. However, they literally have a new and different brain, one wherein they have a much harder time getting caught in the weeds of technical creation. They think much differently, broadly, and at scale. They have the eye and ability to do the technical work, which allows them to determine if the work being done is good, but they stop doing it themselves. Their time is worth 100 or 1,000x if they don't do the technical work anymore. As a result, they build several partnerships, small teams of 2 or so in several different areas of their life. This allows them to get their brilliance, their ideas and thinking into a collaborative synergy, and their partner creates it. Over time, they get good at creating the right partnerships with true experts who are the best in the world at what they do. They can make a much bigger impact and do far more by partnering over and over. The fear. The thing is, most people don't have this skill, nor do they have this confidence. Who are you to get other people to do your work for you? It doesn't have to be this way. Again, people want to be valued members of winning teams on inspiring missions. You shouldn't assume that people hold the same values as you. As long as people are doing work they personally love, where they have freedom and autonomy as well as a high degree of responsibility, they will love what they're doing. In fact, they'll feel stoked and honored to be a part of the project. We live in the gig economy. Jobs shouldn't be viewed as jobs, but projects. Even Weston, who is spending hundreds of millions and decades rebuilding and transforming the city of San Antonio, views it as a project, not a job. And there are several different projects within the project. There are tons of different projects. How are you doing at building partnerships? Are you maximizing your strengths and superpowers or burning yourself out trying to do everything? Conclusion. Without question, billionaires think differently than the masses. Weston and others are literally trying to improve cities. They think in terms of partnerships. They understand what makes people tick, and it's clearly not carrots and sticks. It's being a valued member of a winning team on an inspiring mission. This is the essence of transformational leadership, inspiring individuals to buy into a powerful future and feeling valued and supported and excited to be involved. You just listened to the post titled, "I spent 60 minutes with a billionaire yesterday. Here's what I learned," by Benjamin Hardy of benjaminhardy.com. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you ever find yourself getting caught up in comparison, seeing the successes of others and wishing your life looked the same? If so, then you know how difficult it can be to manage these feelings. Therapy can help you focus on what you want instead of what others have, so you can start living your best life. And therapy is for everyone. Even if you haven't experienced major trauma, it's a great place to learn positive coping skills, boundary setting, and personal empowerment, which can have an amazing impact on both your personal and professional life. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Stop comparing and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/workdaily today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/workdaily. We're driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it filters out incompatible applicants. So when you're hiring, the process is much faster, and you only have to consider applicants that are already likely to be a great fit. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/startup. So just go to Indeed.com/startup right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/startup. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. And thank you to Benjamin. He is an organizational psychologist and the best-selling author of Willpower Doesn't Work and Personality Isn't Permanent. His blogs have been read by over 100 million people and are featured on Harvard Business Review, New York Times, Forbes, Fortune, CNBC, and many others. He is a regular contributor to Inc. and Psychology Today, and from 2015 to 2018, he was the #1 writer in the world on Medium.com. He and his wife Lauren adopted 3 children through the foster system in February 2018, and 1 month later, Lauren became pregnant with twins who were born in December of 2018. They live in Orlando, and you can come by benjaminhardy.com to learn much more. And thanks so much to Benjamin for letting us share his work throughout our podcast network. But that's going to do it for today. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will, of course, be right back here with you tomorrow, and that's where your optimal life awaits.